Cancer, welcome to your bonus in-depth reading. That is the 3-month overview, October, November, December. I hope you're well. I hope you're fabulous. We're going to start by going over the board I'm using for you and all 12 signs. That way we're on the same page. And to note, this is not a tarot layout. It's simply the board I use for the 3-month overview. We'll start by taking a look at you for the month of October 10, the Wheel of Fortune. Make sense? November 11, Justice. And then, of course, December 12, the Hanged Man, or Perspective in this deck. Also, we'll take a look at those energies I think are kind of important, such as the Sun, happiness, right? Are we on point with it? Are we living it? Are we loving it? Or is our idea of happiness changing? Very common. The Tower, anything unexpected over the next several months that we should know about? Yeah. Like always, take what resonates, leave what does not, but do keep in mind these are largely future-oriented. So here, back in September, do you have an idea, a feeling of what to expect over the next several months? Of course you do. We're here to look at the unexpected, the unknown, and as much as confirmation. Okay, but again, take it resonates, leave it does not. Okay, and then also I want to point out, like I've seen with several collectives, when we read months in advance, it is likely to change subjects. So what I'm seeing for you in October, a thought, a belief, a feeling, an action, may not necessarily carry over into November or December, as the subjects can jump around. So given that, I will do my best to clarify and repeat as needed, because it can get complex. Case in point, Capricorns. Oh my, they went a little here, a little bit there, a little bit everywhere. To me, it's an adventure, but a lot of viewers can find it overwhelming. So FYI. Okay, let's get cracking. Show me Cancer in October. Show me Cancer in October. And the Hierophant, Page of Wands, and the Hermit. Five of Pentacles, the Empress, and the Six of Swords. Ooh. That's tricky. That's tricky. And there's two energies here, so reverse as you see fit. I'll do my best to describe it. Someone here is very earthy, and on that top line, you might have a lot of earth in your chart. Okay. But very earthy, and we have the Hierophant as well as the Hermit, so you might have some Taurus, Virgo in there, but the point is someone showing me down to earth, grounded, practicality, reliability, and commitment, and saying, look, I'm open to healing. Okay, I know what I signed up to. I'm open to it. I'm open to healing. In your experience, I believe it's you. In your experience, this is a good thing. To try to work things out, to remain open, okay, to the commitment, to the cause. And someone else says, not me, I'm out of here. Six of Swords, the Empress, Five of Pentacles. I don't know if that's temporary. I don't know if that's long term. It's interesting. Someone here, again, I believe it's you, showed me, look, this is commitment. And experience suggests, wisdom suggests, we should stay here and try to figure things out. I'm willing to put in the work. I know what I signed up to. I'm open if you are. And the other person's like, I'm not open at this time. So I don't know if that's terribly inconvenient for them in October, but they don't seem to want to hang around. That's concerning a little bit. Six of Swords, the Empress, Five of Pentacles. And that is someone who is showing me exit of the self. It's a choice. It's a choice. I don't know if they're showing, I need a break, I need a time out. But there is a sense of roughness here with the Five of Pentacles. There is some breakage. So I don't know if Six of Swords is distance here, physical distance, getting space from the situation, or someone's just kind of absenting themselves from participating in healing. Okay. The point is that I see someone stepping up and stepping into the circle of light and healing, and someone's like, the circle's not for me at this time. Okay. So it's different, completely two different attitudes and energies. One wants to approach, the other one wants to back away. It's like, yeah, they admit that things are broken right now a little bit. Five of Pentacles, there's a little bit of want here, a little bit left of feeling and want. I don't have what I need. There's some hurt, there's some upset. I feel like I've been hurt or abandoned. Things aren't so great right now. It's a little rocky, okay? So rather than stay here with you and fix it in the circle, I actually need space from it. Okay. I'll push on this a little more and see if I can get the reasoning. But the approaches are completely different. So that's a little concerning. I agree we all need space from time to time. We all need to know when to back away for a minute. That's true. That is fair. But that's usually associated with, like, say, anger and upset, and I need to get my thoughts in order. This is someone who's like, I really need to get space from this, ... And not be here to fix this with you right now. That's a little different. Let's keep going. I will get back on that and press on that, obviously. Show me Cancer, please, in November. We all need to cool off sometimes. We all need to sometimes, and even if it's not just cooling off, sometimes we just need to be able to sit in a corner and be like, okay, these are my thoughts, and I will get back to you. And that's real. That's real. That's respect. Okay? Sometimes we just need space to ourselves to gather our thoughts and our feelings. This is more of a, I'll get back to this when I get back to this, if at all, kind of thing. It feels a little negligent. Yeah, okay. Show me Cancer, please, in November. The Emperor, 9 of Swords. There you are, 6 of Wands. Yeah. We got matching. 4 of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords. Okay. And then by November, it seems that they're more apparent. They're much more boots on the ground in the relationship. They're showing up as a solid figure this time. You're saying you're worried now. You are worried by November. And the Emperor, we have the Empress. It looks like they came back at some point and now they're wanting to resolve issues with you, except it's very cut to the chase. Knight of Swords, not my favorite to solve problems. Not my favorite, but at least I can say they're showing up now. I guess they came back through by November and they're like, okay, I'm here now. Here's the relationship. I'm participating in it. See, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. This is my home territory. I should hold myself responsible for it. So if something's wrong with it, I should be here to take care of it, right? Because it's mine. And you're in it. I'm sharing this space with you. Therefore, whatever actions I have should be done with you in mind. And that includes repairs, all right? Participating in joint efforts. So I'm glad to see that this time they're showing up. They are showing me, and it's coming in as a feminine energy a couple times. Okay, I'm here now, I'm home, let's take care of business, Knight of Swords. It's like, where was that in October? But again, the way it's rushing in there, let's fix this real quick. You showed me this, we need to do this slowly and take our time with it. They're like, nah, I can't do that right now. And in November, they show up. Okay. Let's get stuff done. It's a little rash. It's a little swift. So in some ways, it makes you feel a little more confident that they're there and that they're responding. They are communicating. They are taking action. You're still worried, Nine of Swords. So your confidence here has been cut in half in November. It's like, okay, you're finally here. You're finally here, and you're working things out with me. You're rushing. You're rushing. You're rushing. I don't think this is a quick job. You think it's a quick job. Okay, you think it's a couple words, couple actions, and this will smooth things between us right out. Oh, that's your approach. Okay, so you're saying I'm glad you're here, finally. Let's be real. You're saying that I'm glad you're here, finally, in November. But it worries you that they're rushing through the motions of repairs and actively turning their attention to this relationship, which, mind you, they do take comfort in. They say it is their relationship, it's their home. They have no problem claiming that part. But when it comes to investment in your two's relationship and how they approach it, it's a little careless. It's a little fast. It's a little, let's get this over with. What do we need to talk about? What do we need to do? So you're worried. You're worried. You're happy that they're there. You're happy they're taking it seriously, kind of. But you're still... The Emperor, I know for a fact, would like a lot more confidence in this. Okay. Okay. What's going... okay. Well, I'm going to press on this and try to get more details. I'm not trying to paint them as the bad guy. I'm just saying it's completely off. You said, hey, this is going to take some time and a real commitment to our cause, our relationship, our home. And they're like, not right now. I'll get back to it. So it wasn't a full exit. Now they're showing up, let's take care of it. It's kind of slapdash. And it's kind of got you on pins and needles. It's like you're showing me effort and I want to believe in you. I want to believe in your words and your actions, but I'm a little concerned. I'm a little concerned. I don't think it's this easy to fix. Okay. All right, but they're there. I can't say that they're not. This time they're actually there. It's nice they put their focus back on the relationship a little bit. Okay. Just October have that distinct impression it's not as important to them as it is to you. And that bothers me. It bothers me, honey. I don't like it when I see imbalanced energies and efforts like this, okay? Because it always shows when someone's over here doing too much and someone's underperforming, and sometimes it switches off. All right, let's take a look at you in December. Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, Temperance. Definitely going to have that moment to clarify for you what you're going to do. Honestly, I could see it swinging either direction. You have what looks like attached to you a couple of opportunities here of new, whatever that means. You can either walk away from this and pursue them, or walk away from those new beginnings in order to stay with this. Take your time with it. That part I get. Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Temperance. Think carefully. Think carefully. Think very carefully. What here actually has a real shot for you? I get that this is your, by all rights, it looks like your significant other. That leaving, I don't know how far it got. I don't know what it represents. Just the way it shows back up, like it's finally willing to do some work, but even then, as quickly as possible. So it doesn't actually seem to reach them at a deeper level of concern. So you're very shaky, Emperor. Okay, it seems to undermine your confidence. I think you want a deeper source of healing with this connection. A deeper appreciation for the commitment between you two and how it should be worked through. And you're not getting that. So it's equal parts. They show up and you're relieved. And there's a sort of disdain too. Because you can't quite fully have faith in their effort. So do keep that in mind. And then December, honey, you could walk away from this, it seems, and pursue some sort of new beginning. Or you could walk away from a new beginning, but the thing is it crossed your mind to have one. Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Temperance. What will you invest in? What will you consolidate yourself to? Okay, what will you be steady with? You have a different speed. You prefer a slower, methodical, let's do this right approach. I have someone in here who's like, okay, I got my hammer, I got my nails, tell me where to start nailing shit. And you're like, that's not what we're doing today. Okay, then what tools do I need? Come on. Okay, and this is where when I see speed slower is a non-issue. It's actually the preferred route. Because I know what it's like, honey. I know what it's like to go boom, go, 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 go. I have that Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands too. But we're talking about a commitment here where you're saying there's so much more work to be done between us. And then you kind of take off when I need you the most. And then when you return, I get some of that fast energy that suggests you're nowhere near close to the problem as I want to be in order to resolve it. So you are clearly slower, and that's not a bad thing, not in this context at all. Okay, we're gonna have to press on all this. we're gonna have to press. I was a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little surprised to see those potential aces there. Okay, but they seem to be under that category, particularly at the end of the year when we're contemplating old cycles versus new beginnings. I can't say that they are not appropriately placed. They are very appropriately placed for that reason. But I was kind of surprised to see them there. It's available to you. That means you were thinking about it. That means you were feeling about it too. All right. Show me the sun, please, for Cancer. Please, I want to see what makes you happy. I really want to see what makes you happy, or you believe makes you happy, or your thinking makes you happy. What you feel is making... Let me see that. Show me the sun, please, for Cancer. What would actually make Cancer authentically happy? King of Wands and the Page of Swords. Ace of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. That person who moves fast... It's kind of like they can have a strong will sometimes. You wish that they would have a stronger insight or appreciation for what you're trying to do or how you perceive things. You're saying they have very little insight and they have too much of a slapdash approach. You're saying that this is what you would prefer. Something, like I said, more methodical, more your speed. So here I see that same Knight of Swords attached to this person. Okay, I'm here. Let's work through it now. Oh, thanks. That's great, because you said it's important now. I guess we can finally work on it. Sorry, it's an imbalance of power. I gotta say it for like it is. It may not be by leaps and bounds, but it undermines you as Emperor. I said it. Knight of Swords, King of Wands, Page of Swords. There's the willingness to take action. It's fast. What is it with this person's speed? It's important to you. Why don't they see that? That's my problem too. Page of Swords, so little insight, but the willingness to act, take big strides, fast action on very little insight, and that makes me nervous because that can cause more breakage. It's one thing when we act like that and we just kind of have a general confidence for what we're doing on the day-to-day. But this person's showing me a very small mind around the subject. And what would make you happy is more insight with a deeper appreciation for problem solving. And then backing it up with real work. You're saying this is what it would take to get us stable, and that would make me happy. They're doing this like it's no big deal to them, or it's not a problem. We're being too dismissive of the core issues. It's like, okay, what do I got to do now? This is that person, as soon as things get a little rough or tricky with their partner, they buy them like $50 flowers and then expect everything to be okay. It's like, how many times are you going to buy $50 flowers, honey? That should tell you there's a deeper issue. Look at the patterns. Look at the history. And you're saying there are deeper issues between us, and I want to work from this point of view, full knowledge, being open, and putting real work in. That would make me deliriously happy. And this is realistic. This is very realistic, very grounded. Again, you have a slower, more methodical approach and preference to your relationship. You see it as real work, but that emotion should be present for it and emotionally open and available and real insight. That's what we want. What would make you happy is for this person to approach this connection, this relationship, or let's call it a marriage, the way as you see it, healthy, strong, and the willingness to put in the hard work, but keeping ourselves open to the emotional experience of it. To not discount any feelings, and the contrary, to take them into consideration. You know, Band-Aids and duct tape and glue and rubber bands, they don't always work to solve everything. And this person has such a slapdash approach. This is that person that skims the material before taking the big exam and says it's done, except it's from the relationship point of view. This shit don't fly in relationships, not commitments. No. You might be able to get on with it for a while, but honestly, it can cause more problems. And the fact that they duck and run when they don't want to deal with something, honey. Rushing into an action with very little insight is just as indicative to an avoidant behavior as it is anything else. It's kind of, I really don't want to deal with this, so here's bare minimum. Here's my thoughts. Here's what I can fix now. Done. And that's a way of avoiding deeper issues. You really want to take the time to work on this. You really do. You want the solid results. You want a stronger sense of security. And above all, do you get it? I remember having this conversation with a client once about you're here to say that you're here and doing the work, but you're not listening. And they played right into it. You're not listening. And I said, until you are willing to actually listen and give me real reflection and insights, I won't be seeing you again. What? And that finally broke through the fog. And it's like, no, I'm pushing back on your response. And I'm telling you it's not appropriate or correct. And I refuse to work with you until you get your mind straight. Ironically, that's why they were there to see me. But just understanding that we need to do better. Sometimes it can be just the thing. Okay? I need you to do better. I need you to listen. I mean, really listen and understand this is deeper. Okay. When things get real, I feel you pull away. And until you acknowledge that, I don't know that I'm in a position that I want to continue to accept your efforts because they're not good enough or something. I don't know. Adjust your language accordingly, but it's just there to give you an idea, not an absolute. All right. You're not, it's like, you know when somebody's not listening? They're just not listening. They might parrot back to you what you just said because they have nothing else to fill in the blanks with because they're not thinking about it. Or they just deny it. No, that's not happening. And then they have nothing else to elaborate on. That's how you know they're not thinking about it. They're not taking it as seriously. Okay. 4 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Wands. What's this? What's this? Holding on way too long, watching and waiting, Tower. It looks contemplation, death, the Star, and the Fool. Is this what you really want? Can you still transform this experience, and is it what you really want? That's the potential Tower. It hasn't come through yet in terms of insight. Potential Tower. You know, am I a fool to be waiting this long? I keep building into this, but it seems to have plateaued. I shouldn't expect anything more from it. Does that mean I should just kind of keep with things as they are? Or is there still room to change this dream? Or should I scrap this dream? Does it still have room to transform, to change and grow and get out of this plateau period, to get out of this state of stuckness and unchanging energies and real life that the tone, the experience here does not change? Is there room to change this dream, to make it what it once was or promised to be? Or is it over? Is the dream over? That's what this means. Is the dream over? And should I stop exposing myself to it? Am I the fool to stay? Or am I the fool to go? That was December, roughly. Understanding if you should walk towards new beginnings or turn your back on them. Am I a fool to stay or am I a fool to go? Is there any room left for transformation? You're going to have a moment at some point in your future where you're looking critically at the time spent on this and you realize not much has changed. The formula hasn't changed in a long time. It seems to be as is at this point. We know what to expect from this situation and this pathway with this person at this point. How long we've been holding on to it, hoping to see miracle results. And this would be a miracle result. right? Is there still time for transformation? Or is this dream over? That's very honest. It hasn't hit you yet. I have to point out that what you want that would make you happy, darling, that is not a pipe dream. Ace of Swords, Seven of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, that's not a pipe dream. That would be the bare minimum of a healthy result for a healthy commitment. You have every reason to expect that. Question is, whom are you expecting it from? You already told me the process many times. If you want someone to change, you really want them to see you and the connection for what it is, you will have to say as such. And if you have, has anything changed? I need to see this opening in October where you're like, wait, let's stay here and step into the circle of light and healing, if you will. I'm committed. Experience says this is a good thing. It's the wise thing to do. And they're like, nah. In fact, if anything, I need a break from it. And it was quite the break, too. It wasn't like a weekend. I mean, like a weekend away, but it was at a critical time and in a very gentle way where you asked for more support and consideration of your two's commitment, not less. That says a lot, you know? I'm not saying you're perfect. I'm not saying they're imperfect. I'm saying you two, at this time, are not to match. And you haven't been, it seems, for a while. Knights of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Ten of Pentacles. You want, see, that's, I know, that was part of your Sun, and it's over here as well. You want so much for a happy, healthy, flourishing foundation, and they're a part of that. You wanted them to stay. You wanted them to stay and work on this. Do your part. Please see that this runs deeper. Do your part. Stay. I know, honey. I asked you what would make you happy. A damn sight more insight and a real willingness to be open and put in damn good work, because you're all about that stability. Some of you have some phenomenal earth in your chart. And they're like, nah, you can handle it. That wasn't the point. That wasn't the point, was it? And you're like, no, it wasn't the point. The point was for them to stay and honor the commitment and make sure that it was happy. Why did they exit even temporarily? I don't understand that. Page of Wands. The World, Five of... You two had been fighting. You two had been fighting. And they thought it would cease the fighting. On the contrary, this is where I talk about you need breathers. You respect each other's space, but you don't make things worse by completely absenting yourself for weeks at a time. No. That's how you destabilize situations. Now look, when things get heated like that, this is what you do. And I do this all the time, because when you actually have real connections with people who respect you at equal, this is what you should do ideally. I'm really hot on this topic right now. I'm upset. I'm very frustrated. And I need a moment to myself. I need a breather, because I'm very much afraid I will say the wrong thing. I need some space at this moment. And I will get back to you, because, again, there's that sense of mutual respect there, that when they say, I will get back to you when I have calmed down and I can talk about this, they understand that you will, because it's respect. And there's trust there. That when you come back and you're ready to talk about things in a cool way, calmed way, that there's trust that you will. And that is mutual trust and mutual respect. Whatever this is, whoever they are, said we've been fighting, and they took that and ran a mile with it. It wasn't just a moment to themselves. It wasn't a couple of hours of meditation and cooling down and getting our thoughts together, getting our emotions together. It was, I'm going to fuck off for several weeks. Five of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. That wasn't a few hours. That wasn't the day. That was like, I don't know, several days, several weeks. No, that's how you make things worse. But they seem to, you two seem to have a pattern. And it's like it's the best, quickest, or easy. They're kind of more about that quick result, aren't they? It was the quickest way to shut down the argument. It's just something that they do. to snap decisions. This is what I feel like right now in the heat of the moment. Or they might be the kind of fly by the seat of the pants person. I'm just so angry. They can be impulsive sometimes. They're not really thinking about it. No, they had been arguing. So they took an argument. It might have been multiple. I get that. But they took that and they ran a mile with it. It's a little impulsive. It's a little flighty. Bit of a flight risk there. So what happens every time they're upset or mad? You honor the space. You want each other's breathing spaces. Absolutely. But why did they have to get real distance from you to do that? I understand trial separations. I don't feel like that's what happened here. I do. And if it gets to that point of trial separation, things are going to head in a certain way, most likely at that point. Not always. Sometimes there's a Hail Mary in there, but it doesn't feel like a trial separation. No. It felt like it was the easiest course of action for them that they put almost no thought into. So, anyway. The High Priestess, let's take a look at this. Four of Wands. That's what I'm saying. Intuitively, someone's saying this relationship is a shit show, and this is your Tower moment right here in November. I didn't quite know when that was happening for you, so there it is. I'm seeing it marked for November. That's going to be internal Tower. Good. That's the kind that's a little kinder, a little gentler on the inside. Your intuition there is Four of Wands. Their Four of Wands is like, see, I'm here now. I'm sure you're relieved. Let's go through the motions on this real quick and we'll be fine. I told you I saw your confidence cut in half. You are not feeling empowered by this, and I see why. They're not taking it seriously. It's bare minimum and quickly as possible. Still claiming territory with you, though. I couldn't help but notice that. The High Priestess, Four of Wands, the Tower. That's when you have your Tower moment. Is this shit ever going to change? Is this dream over, or does it still have the opportunity to transform? Given that you have been waiting and waiting and waiting, Seven Pentacles, Four Pentacles, for this thing to get back on track, stabilize, or enrich the experience of your two's connection, kind of tells me you should know what to expect from it by now. They seem to be set in their way, set in their method. But yeah, don't listen to that. I'm sorry, don't listen. Don't not listen to your intuition there in November. Really listen to that. Okay. It's going to take you some deep places about the time, energy, and effort of this pathway and how it's been feeling like this for a long time. I know. I mean, you might even have that moment with them at some point where it's like you look at them in the eyeball and say, is this as good as it gets? You not taking things seriously and me taking things too seriously. I don't even think that you're taking things too seriously, honey. You want a real approach. You want real solutions to real problems. Because this means something to you. And you would like a partner that take it seriously too. I think when you met them, I'm sure that they seemed fiery and impulsive, a little go-getter, a little firecracker, but they don't seem to have tempered themselves too much to your approach, and theirs isn't one that you seem to be comfortable adopting either. You know. You're taking that into consideration, okay? December. I want to see more about these aces and which way you might propose to go. It really depends on how you perceive healing. Again, your steadiness is here. Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. Good. I'm glad you have that don't rush mentality. This is important to me. But how will you use temperance? Patience and healing? Seems to me you've been very patient with this situation. Okay. But you get to decide. I was just happy to see those aces there. And there's another one. Ace of Wands, Five of Pentacles. There's another one. Huh. The Lovers. One moment, please. Where's that coming from? Devil, Three of Cups. What? The Moon. You have the opportunity here, it seems, in December. I saw it as part of your Aces package, if you will, of new opportunities. There's a Lovers here. It's a connection that you seem to be aware of. It's quite strong in its own right. But regardless, you're not currently connected to it. It gives you hope. Just the idea of thinking about that Lovers connection gives you hope. It fans the... What the hell did I just say? It's interesting having a lisp. Anyway, I've done my best to do speech articulation over the years, but yeah, it still happens, absolutely, you know. But anyway, that strong Lovers connection fans the flames. Yes, just the idea of it lights you up, and it seems to be a possibility. I don't know if that's another reading, guys. That's a whole other reading. The energy hit completely different on that. It's a known quantity. It's a known entity, but currently not connected to. Why would you be? You're in this and you take your commitment very seriously. I see that. You wish your spouse would too, or whomever, the long-term partner. Sure, absolutely. That could be the case as well. The commitment's still there. That sense of importance there at the Emperor and Empress is still there. So whatever it is. But yeah, no, that hit different. So you're aware of it. It's a known quantity. It's a known connection, but you're not connected to it. But you think about it. You felt about it too. Otherwise, I can't see it. I can't see it unless you think or feel about it. So it exists in the realm of possibilities for you. It does. But that would require you walking away from this, walking towards that. Should you just leave the idea of that opportunity alone? That's still with you. You don't know. But I do know this. The Moon, the Devil, the Three of Cups, I had to push on that. There's something here you're becoming increasingly afraid of connecting to. It makes you feel bad the more you connect to it. You're not aware of it yet. The more you connect with something or someone, it makes you feel bad. But you don't know that it makes you feel bad yet. It's still cooking under your moon. The feeling won't begin to press on you until December. A pressure. Pressure to keep this connected. Pressure to keep reconnecting to it. It feels consuming, but it's hard for you to understand why. That's because it's under the moon. It hasn't bubbled forth yet. So, what will you do? I don't know. Guys, again, and this really infuriates people. Real tarot, not everybody makes decisions yet because you're not in it yet. You have a multitude of possibilities in December. You're not going to, from what you're watching right now here in late September, you're going to be like, no, I don't. You do. This is what it is to be alive. Choice is a gift. But when you actually experience real choice, it can often feel like a burden. But I promise you, you have gifts. You have many options before you. One of them is to stay. And I believe that's where the pressure is coming from with the devil. The pressure, the fear to keep this together. And it feels increasingly dissatisfying and possibly even neglectful of the self. Maybe even some disgust at doing that. But it is a real opportunity. It is a real choice. Choosing aces, where it seems a strong connection could be involved. Again, you're aware of it, but they're not currently in practice in your life. Okay. And they're still not in practice in December, but the idea of it wakes you up, makes you feel alive, and makes you feel like, yeah, a new opportunity that's real could be yours. True. But that would require you walking from this. So do you leave behind the idea of aces? And another opportunity, possibility is option number 3. Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Temperance. You take your own walk and invest in a healing path, one that concerns you and just you. It always shocked me. I don't know, maybe because I've been reading tarot for such a long time. And people are either thrilled with choices or they're devastated by them. What do you mean I have to choose? Choices aren't so fun when they're difficult. But they could be the thing that saves you. You have to figure it out, and you only have one sole criteria. What's right for me? What do I believe in for myself? What do I understand to be true for myself? Is this good for me? Is this not good for me? Does this have a real talk, chance to transform and change? Or is this what I should expect from here on out and then willingly, knowingly accept that and stop asking for more? Is this indeed as good as it gets? And is that enough for me? That's a choice too. You have many of them by December. Sometimes when I look at collectives, I'll see them pick one. But even that's no guarantee. You have to live life to know. What I see for you today may not be what is going on for you tomorrow. Why? Because you're an actual real human being that has to interact with your own life. You must make decisions as you see fit. Okay? And sometimes I see it open-ended. Somebody said the other day, it's like, sometimes tarot's like choose your own adventure. Yes, exactly. You are part of 1/12 of a collective. You all will have different results. But I'm glad I got to see what's there for you. I report what's here, not what isn't. And you don't want a tarot reader who's going to tell you what to do. Why the hell would you want that? That suggests then that you've completely given up on making decisions for yourself, and some stranger online is qualified to tell you what to do with your life. I don't know about you, honey. I have too much of an independent spirit to listen to that shit. I can't tolerate that. I can't. No. It's like, just give me the general overview. Just give me the blueprint. Give me the sketch. I'll take it from there, Chief. And that's my attitude towards tarot. Because I get to decide for myself. It's a gift. Now, there is such a thing, however, as divine intervention, spiritual guidance. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Can't discount that. There's this stuff that's meant to come up that's completely outside of your control. And then, once you become aware of it, you hold yourself responsible for how you interact with it, how you make choices around it. Life is equal parts influence and then the self. I gotta tell you, though, guys, I'm not enthused. Chariot, that's you, darling. Number 6, your power card. I was thinking about not necessarily when this happened, but it was such a distinct marker for some of you. Oh, look, I'm asking you to stay and ground with me and double down on the commitment and strengthen our foundation. Possibly work endeavors. You two might be partners in some way. There's a lot of coin in there today. And they went, nah, and fucked off. And it was kind of like, it's better than getting into another fight with you because I know how this is going to go. Yeah, they know how it's going to go because, again, they don't seem to be in stride with you. And you don't seem to be in stride with their method either. Some people really can live that life, but it's like, I'm just flying by the seat of my pants. I'm very impulsive, and it works for me. Okay. And maybe you've been the grounding feature in their life. But at some point, they got to understand sometimes you have to stay still in order to work through something. Sometimes real momentum, real movement forward is standing still and understanding what the hell's going on. That's all you asked for. You just wanted a little more insight, a little more honest insight and work and emotional presence specifically with this person. It's like, where are they emotionally with you? That's the thing. Anyway, charge ahead with confidence, stay strong and focused. So, for some of you, going back to it, for some of you, that incident, in order to, I don't want to deal with another fight with you, might have been around Cancer season. June, July. Dragonfly, number 8. Yeah, I know it's unity. I know it's either some sort of long-term companionship or marriage. These two absolutely know each other. This is not someone who you met at the bar last week. Sorry. Not sorry. Not everything is just young couples who just met. No. This one's clearly established, and you two are supposed to be a unit. There's a lot of foundation in here. There's a lot of work in here, but there's this idea of we're in a commitment. We're in a relationship. Feelings are spread a little thin here. I'm not saying enough of it. You would like them to be more emotionally open and accessible, softer, perhaps kinder, a lot more considerate. Yes. And now that I think about it, honey, you didn't show me too much love for them. Your feelings for them. Except we have a way of life here. So regardless of our feelings, perhaps we respect and honor that. That might have been your working point of view. Still trying to work with you, still trying to honor the commitment, even though the feelings between us aren't so great. Okay, Dragonfly. Yeah, I know. Have confidence during this time of great joy, renewal, and connection to spirit. Also, of course, Dragonfly is one of the strongest representations of transformation. Again, can this dream be transformed, or is this dream over? Okay, 8, 6, 34. That is for a tower you have yet to process back here in November, where you have deeper insight on the relationship and where it actually stands. And hopefully that will give you more to work with in December, because you have many choices there. There's a lot you could do. I was kind of surprised to see that Lover's connection drop. You seem to be aware of it. I'm assuming that it's a connection of the yesteryears, or the idea of it is of the yesteryears. Stronger connections, something that you can honestly say a new beginning with, in another time, in another place, something like that. It's a possibility there, but I don't see it shaping in reality, no. What I did not like, though, is that undercurrent of fear, of the pressure to keep this together, and it starts to feel disgusting, feels bad. So I got to ask you, honey, where's your heart in this? Where's theirs? Oh, that one flew by. Peaceful resolution. I know you want more peaceful resolution. Will you get it? That's the question. Will you get it? I know what you want. Will you get it? Okay. Do they get you? You're ready. Whatever this is, you're ready for it. You're ready for this direction. You can look at this. You can take this on. You can interact with it. Don't discount yourself. We have the letter I, F, X. We have the medallion of Aquarius as well as Scorpio. You might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to, and the seasons might be important, particularly Scorpio season right here in November. Of course, that's Scorpio Sag, but Scorpio season runs late October to late November. Okay, that's where I generally saw it falling into place. Dog tag in reverse, whatever this is, something about it doesn't feel protected. You don't feel protected, or you don't feel secure. Again, I see a really shaky emperor around this relationship, and it is a relationship on commitment. It doesn't feel protected. That's because you don't feel secure, and that's all you ever wanted in it. Okay, so are you going to get it with this connection? All right. They might be someone else's equal. I'm just not convinced that they're yours. Okay, opposites attract, but that doesn't mean opposites sustain. Or they like you in values. Okay, not just surface compatibility. I mean the shit that runs deep, and that's what you're talking about. We have the infinity loop. Yeah, I saw a touch of that soul bond connectivity there with the lovers that might come through in time. I don't know. It's a possibility attached to you, but one that you can't make good on, at least not in December, but you're aware of it. You've thought about it, and you will think about it still. It still calls to you in some way. Okay, Cancer, honey, I hope this helped you. I do. Yours was quite long, but good. It was a really good read. I hope you see that. Put in the comments, take care. Be well.